Good morning. I am very late starting today. I've had some internet issues, so I'm about an hour and a half late. So I'm going to run through till about 12ish. So this is going to be a relatively short stream this morning. I'll be back later, either with more of this, depending on how I get on with it this morning, or more Breath of the Wild or Lies of P. I also want to watch the Nintendo Direct that I missed yesterday, so yeah, we're going to see how we get on. But this I've not played before. It's an old school CRPG. We're going to see whether we like it or not, I guess. Let's go with balanced. It's supposed to be very good, but we will see.
In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it. 3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth.
So far we're reading a book.
Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one it was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed, but the world had noticed. Ralston had dark magic, and no shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day. 1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell.
I'm guessing that's going to be me. Oh, we play as a girl.
A beautiful baby girl.
And as per usual, we're going to call her Nilfarium. I don't know why anymore. The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. There was a comet the night you were born, one that came from nowhere. A ship was caught in it, doomed to be dragged to the ocean floor below. A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green. What do we think? I think we're going to go with the blood moon.
The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky.
Okay, so my constitution, so I got more health. I'm smarter. And analyze, what does that do? Analyze the ability to read other people's truthfulness and intentions. That sounds useful. Okay, fine.
Shepherds took their flocks in, and old women lit candles in windows to ward off such an ill omen.
Oh. Okay.
You were taken from your mother and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world.
Okay, so we choose. So she was a kindly girl from the town's poor quarters. A distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you when it was done. She told everyone what a fine job she did and how you had an unbreakable one you've not spoken since. A heavy-set lady who helped raise many children of the town. She was lauded for her understanding of children and how their minds behaved, though nobody turned up at her funeral when she died of heart failure. That seems like a nicer one.
She was a kindly girl from the town's poor
Impressed.
quarters. While
So
your paths
I got some
crossed
charm. I
every
got some
few
charm.
years, she has never reintroduced herself. Seeing you always cheers her up, and she is content with that. You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they. It was a lonely childhood. 1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school, 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast, and can outrun Ghoul, at least when the sun is up. One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head. You stare in disbelief, a slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye.
This is interesting so far, if nothing else. The leaves part. Your cousin Lucas, 10 years your senior, steps out. You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl from school. A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You recognize the leader, a boy named Willard.
A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You recognize their leader, a boy named Willard.
You shouldn't be here, he calls out. It's against the rules.
He punches the palm of his hand.
This is for your own good.
You don't tell me what to do. You scan the area and spot a guard patrolling the wall. They stand to talk, but you know what really scares them. Go ahead, my father will be interested to find out what orphans beat me up. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm guessing that gives me some strength.
You pick up a stick and stand your ground.
You don't tell me what to do.
There were more of them, and they swarmed you. But you broke Willard's nose in the midst of it all, which you felt satisfied with. You weren't sure if it was the broken nose or that they got whatever anger they had towards you out of their system. but they left you alone after that. That night, you wake suddenly to find an old woman sitting at the end of your bed, whispering to herself. "Where is my beautiful boy?" She looks around the room. "I'm coming to you, to find you." Then she looks at you. Where her eyes should be are dark holes, not fleshy wounds, but an absence of anything. An endless blackness that hurts to look at. She looks at you. "Are you him? Are you my baby?" She begins to crawl up the bed towards you. "Come to me, baby. Come, let me hold you in my arms." As you hide under the sheets, you feel pressure on the bed as she approaches. "My baby, my sweet babe." Her hands, cold and bony, wrap around your own as they hold the sheet tight to your face. They gently but easily pull your hands from your face, removing your
Hang on
thin
a second.
cotton
I think
defenses.
I messed something up this morning when I went live. Yeah. Can I edit this on the fly on YouTube? I'm guessing I probably can. Edit video. Yeah, we can. Sorry about this. That's that one fixed. Hey, thanks for the raid. Not sure why it didn't update. Has that sorted that out? Oh, it's the game bit that it's messed up on. There we go, we fixed it. Hey, good morning. Sorry about that. I've been having some challenges this morning.
"Wake up, baby." Your mother's voice. You slowly open your eyes and see her standing there, smiling down at you. You were having a dream. I could hear you from my room. "Come here." You dive forward and she wraps her arms around you, warm and fleshy and alive. That night, you sleep in her bed for the last time.
How you doing, silly goose?
1721. One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
It's her appearance that gives her away. Her mannerisms tip you off. Oh, let's do
Her
it.
presence alone is the warning.
Honestly, I've literally just started it, so we are finding out as we go at this point. I've heard good
Your
things
mother
though,
never comes to
so
your school.
I figured I would
When
try
you were
it.
too young to go alone, Hoffman brought you. Now you travel alone. She has never come here. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples. Then she takes you shopping. New clothes, new books, new toys. A luggage trunk. She brings you to the castle, and with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you into the grounds. You go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks.
Yeah, it's like it's an old school CRPG. So it'll be like lightweight Baldur's Gate, I guess.
You walk the city walls, and the two of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That, she tells you through teary eyes, is where you're going. You won't understand until you're older. Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you, more than I can be. You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there.
I'll be right
The
back.
watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance. Hoffman brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best.
It's been a really great start to my day. But that was a delivery I've been waiting for, so that's cool. Sorry about that.
A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days, but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the
What have you been
castles, the
streaming
seas.
this morning, Silly Goose?
Your home. How do you feel as you are taken away?
So I choose one of these and then it impacts on my stats.
I hurt a deep wound of betrayal. My parents are supposed to look after me, not discard me. 1722. A year has passed. More quickly than you might have expected. Winter's first snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here.
I played a bunch more yesterday. I'm loving going back to it. So the year was hard. I started many fights. That's going to be up here. You are thankful for the library here. Books have been your salvation. That'll do my knowledge stuff. Tips the new life quickly again. That'll be the bottom bit. You directed your energy towards physical activities and joys of running team. So physical stuff. You kill the time of dreaming up schemes and enacting them. You have befriended some of the more unsavory children. Let's do this. Let's be smart.
You are thankful for the library.
So knowledge is
here.
growing.
Books have been your salvation. You look at the collection of books scattered around you now.
Yes, it's cool this, isn't it?
Buried under them are the books your mother bought you over a year ago. You have read them many times. You miss her.
Was that impress -1? Yeah, so I've lost the stat there.
1725. Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
So I can either continue with my education, I can go into the army, or I could go into like the world of courtly intrigue. If I go with military, then that gives me kind of quite balanced, I think. I quite like the idea of courtly intrigue.
One of your professors said she
Trust
saw
gentry.
something in you
Or I get some
spark.
money as well.
that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. This sounds exciting to you, and well paid too, so they put you in touch with a contact of theirs to begin your training. With your path decided, you found you had time before your training began, so you made the trip home to visit your parents and tell them of your plans. Your travel home feels faster than it was leaving. Perhaps mindset, perhaps age, perhaps because you have done it once already and can spy milestones. Whatever the reason, you arrive home to your mother and Hoffman awaiting you. Your father is not there, but joins you for dinner that evening. It had been 4 years since you were home. Not a long time for some, but a quarter of your life. You had this idea that you had matured, changed so much in that time, but
So your attempts to gain access to the library's restricted area were rejected. You try to wow your old friends with tales of your time away, and it pains you when they don't seem impressed, and you still find your father to be inscrutable as ever. Let's do the books one.
your attempts to gain access to the
Convince is
library's
dropped.
restricted area are rejected. The master there refuses you.
So that was
Those
whatever I
books are not
chose there.
for
I think it
children.
would have been some stats going down.
You tell her of the books available to you in the school, and of your studies, and how you are able for the secrets hidden in her library's vaults, but she assures you that your mind is not ready for what you would find within. Despite this, it is good to be home again, to see your friends and family. You have a good summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next, and how you will have changed by then. 1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now, and it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes. Your mentor, an older lady named Valentina Zupan, takes you to the Scottish courts to watch the burning of a witch.
Wow.
The woman is accused of fornication with the devil, but Valentina says that the only crime this woman, and women burned like her, committed was striving for knowledge, studying the natural world and trying to understand it. Valentina wants you to see how other countries treat people who they cannot understand, how they treat knowledge they cannot fathom. She tells you then that a war has broken out at home. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far, its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. Other nations will turn this on us. They will try to turn the Pope on us too, no doubt. They'd see us burned like that witch. This is our job, to slow the tide that comes for us. We shall travel to other courts, seeking help. We will get none. In reality, we're there to find the lips that whisper against us, and do what we must to shut them. By deals or blackmail, whatever it takes. You were on a carriage to London that night, on the start of a tour of Europe. carry on for the next year.
Okay, that seems like bad
Eventually,
timing.
word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died.
I think the idea is that
though the
Dad's
same can
a
only be said
necromancer.
for thousands of others in the country.
The soldier's work is done now. Our work only gets harder. Venice will want to march in retaliation for 1708. Habsburg will want the land. Several others will want us stomped out for being too liberal. We must keep these wolves at bay while our country rebuilds.
1729. Your training complete. You land your first post.
So I can either go to Venice, I can go to Albania, or let's go to the Holy Roman Emperor. That sounds like it.
You found yourself stationed in the rapidly crumbling courts of Charles VI, Holy Roman Emperor. Being at the center of a declining empire is an interesting position. You watch the tired emperor try to hold together the infighting dukes, some baying for war on Spain to reclaim the throne there, others wanting to consolidate in order to regrow, and others still wanting to break free of the Habsburgs and go it alone. You find comfort in knowing that you matter not in this game. Then one night, there is a knock at your door. You open it and guards enter the room, sweeping it for others. Once they give it the clear, the Emperor himself enters. Though only 45, he looks older. His sunken eyes and the jowls on his face reminding you of a sick dog from your youth. He takes a seat by the fire and beckons you to do the same. There are a few pleasantries before he asks if Ralston will support the pragmatic sanction of 1713 and recognize his daughters as his heirs in order to keep his line alive. You know that he has severed ties with his siblings over this, and that your support may prop up the Empire for another generation and save it from spiraling further into chaos.
What am I going to do? Am I going to get to choose? So I can either assure him, you can tell him that your great nation is recovering and cannot pledge itself as worthy as it is. You tell him that you will pass his request on to his mother and assure him that such a cause is dear to her heart, but that you cannot commit to her to such a cause without consultation first. I feel like I shouldn't overcommit. Let's do this one.
You tell him that you will pass his request on to Her Majesty
Okay, so
Ilka
impress has
III,
gone up.
and assure him that such a cause is dear to her heart, but that you cannot commit her to such a cause without consultation first. His eyes narrow as he sees through your politicking.
Oh, okay.
He knows no word of this will reach Ulka.
That doesn't
and he
sound that
will not hear
impressive.
of it again. He excuses himself, and soon you are alone. The rest of your time here feels more lonely and isolating than it had before. 1731. You are through the early years of your career now. You have earned some recognition and accolades, some time from work, and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to you.
So if I break my arm, it's going to hit strength, I'm guessing. A hunting trip results in a terrible stomach wound. A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. Oh, what am I going to do? Broken arm in the Alps?
Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps.
Yeah, so -1 on the strength.
You had been talking with your friend, Astrid, and you both agreed that you needed to blow off some steam. You decided on a vigorous mountain climb, and so you planned a weekend hike up a nearby mountain with an overnight stay at the summit. It was late summer, so you knew you wouldn't need to pack too much. A tent, some food, and, of course, hiking equipment. The day before the hike, you traveled to a rented chalet at the mountain's base. You spent that evening going over maps, making plans, and
I'm
divvying
hoping
the
I
year
get to play the game
before getting an early night's sleep.
soon.
The next day, you rose early and began. The early part of the hike was quite pleasant as you wandered through the lush green forest that covered the mountain's base. By midday, you were exiting the forest. From here on, it was sparse and stony trails. Unsure you'd find enough wood at the top for a fire, you gathered some here. The extra wood was bulky and unbalanced you both, but you agreed to carry it for now and abandon it if it became problematic. Soon the incline became steep enough that you needed to start climbing. You worked in tandem to advance, taking short breaks as they presented themselves. At one point, a rope snapped, and Astrid hurt her shoulder as she crashed into the cliff face. In your scramble to secure her, you lost much of the wood you had gathered earlier. You both took a moment to calm your nerves before carrying on. When you finally hoisted yourself up over the edge of the cliff, you found yourself facing a cave. You shouted in to see if your voice echoed. It did, but not by much. You turned to help Astrid up. With the sun setting, you decided to leave your ropes in place so you could make it to the summit before night came, and you set off on the final stretch.
It's definitely an
You
interesting way
reached
to
the
start a
summit
game.
as the sun disappeared over the horizon. Astrid set the camp, and you took what little wood survived the journey and built a fire. By the time she had the tent up, your food was heated. The two of you sat, tired but proud of your accomplishment. You talked a while, discussing routes back down and how to improve techniques. A wind picked up, and soon your fire died. You climbed into your tent, but you didn't stay there for long. The wind kept growing, and you both knew that if you had stayed there, your tent would blow away. You took it down as a strong gale whipped up around you. You carried it, wrapped under your arms, down the mountainside to the cave you had passed earlier. You entered, laughing as the wind howled outside. It took a moment for your eyes to adjust to the darkness. "What was that?" asked Astrid. You'd heard nothing, just the wind, you replied. Then, in the dark, something moved. A grey mass against the black cave wall. Something uncoiled and stood. It snarled and charged at you both. You pushed Astrid out of the way and barely avoided the first swing. A large hand, the size of your head, slammed into the ground with a massive thud. You rammed your elbow under the creature's ribs and it yelled. It spun around, faster than you could react, and backhanded you across the cave. Your face stung and your head throbbed, but you had no time. You picked yourself up as you heard it nearing. You jumped on it and buried your thumbs into where you hoped it had eyes. It shrieked and grabbed you by the arm. It tightened its grip on you, and you felt something crunch under your skin. You yelled. It hurled you towards the cavern's mouth. Astrid, who had managed to get out while you fought the thing, was able to seize you by the legs and dragged you. The thing followed you to the cave mouth and bellowed after you. You got a good look at it then. A nigh 10-foot grey-blue body, rippled with muscles and bristling with white hair. A hammerling, one of the mountain giants. It didn't follow you out onto the mountainside. You and Astrid, tentless now, found a crevasse to hide in, pained and cold until morning. Thankfully, the climb down was easier despite your broken arm, in part because you left your ropes anchored. It took a few months for your arm to mend. You still haven't regained its full strength since that night. On cold days, it seizes up still. 1733. When you learned
Here
of
we
your
go.
father's death, you were...
At work, resting at your home, on a date. Let's be on a date.
on a date. The main course had just been served when a courier came to you and delivered the letter. It had your family seal on it,
Oh
and
dear.
you knew it was important. You excused yourself for a moment. returned to dinner. You did not go on a second date. Something changed in you then, and not for the better.
I went numb.
I went numb. It seemed matter of fact to me. Of course he would die now, as my life gets going. It was very like him. I found myself thinking he had perhaps died now on purpose. A foolish thought. And yet... Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home.
Home to support mother, bury a man I never really knew, or home to reclaim my life here now sent me away as dead. Oh, I'm gonna go for that one. Let's...
Home to reclaim my life here now that the man who sent me away is dead.
So that's my little... That's my diplomat pay. So I haven't got... Oh, I guess I can... So I can take one down, which gives me... I think maybe we take impress down one and get convince up. Let's do that. Okay. I have no idea whether these stats are good or not. We're about to find out. 1 hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach has been climbing a steep hill surrounded on all sides by oaks before the great forest gave way to farmland. And there we saw a young woman accosted by 2 brigands. My coachman called to me.
Should we stop, madam?
Our coach pulled to a stop. So there. So this is. So yeah, it's like graphics wise, it's bad Baldur's Gate is the way to describe it. But is everything okay here, my good lady? Hey there, good man. What has this young woman done to draw your attention? You men, what are you doing? Has Marnes fallen so far since I have been away that 2 of you should accost a lady so near to the city gates? Let's go with that. The ruffians turn their spears towards
Be on
me.
your way, stranger.
I'm going to attempt to bargain with them. You are making a skill check. It's a level 2 analyze check. This means that you need level 2 of analyze to pass it. If your skill is less than 2, then you spend points from your skill pool to make up the balance. Your skill pool refills at the start of each chapter. So I don't need to spend any because I've got analyze in a good place. So let's go with 2. Please consider your actions. This is just a peaceful young woman. The 2 men turned their spears towards me, and my coachman leapt down, his sword drawn. Oh, we're in a fight. Okay, that's gone well. To the left of the screen are the portraits of your main character and your allies. Okay, so that's... Oh, that's these ones to the left. To the right of the screen are your enemies' portraits. Click on a portrait to zoom the camera to that character. So that's Florian. You cannot melee attack at this distance. So have I got to come in and hit this guy? So each portrait has a health bar, circled number showing action points are used to... Oh, okay, so I've got 5 action points. And cast spells. In addition, your own character has a number inside a star shape. This shows there... I wonder if actually I could... Interface and controls. Can we... Text. Let's make text a little bigger. Oh, I think that's just the text on the books. I wonder if there's like a UI. doesn't seem like there is. Okay, we can live with it, I think. A number inside a star shape. Where is that? Oh, I've got 0 magic points. At 1 action point per move, click on enemy character, attack them with your active character. You must be close enough to them to strike and have enough action points left. So I've only got fists, so this could be a bad start. You can open your inventory and double click a weapon to equip it. For more detailed control, open your character sheet. So is this mine? Ah. Let's have a look at my... That's the character sheet, right? Ah. Okay. Okay, so... Can I attack him again? No. End turn. Oh, okay. The men turned and fled. The fight was not going their way. Okay. Okay, that was fine. We let them go.
Thank you for helping me. I know you. You are the daughter of Zelig. Just a girl from the village yonder. I was collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
Thanks, silly goose. Middle of the day here, though. Well, still morning, really. It's 11:20.
The protection of the city is not there for all of us. And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of her words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
I think our paths shall cross right enough. Perhaps as allies. Though as friends, we shall see. It was not. Those men are fools. I am sorry. It is a sad day, and Lord Zelig was a good man.
So I got back in the coach, okay. Oh, but in the place of the young one stood an old hag watching me. The shadows seemed to draw in around her, leaving her face indistinct.
Diveri. Viserek dead the worlds are circling. The House of Van Eerstek may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
Okay. That was intriguing, I guess.
Whoa there.
I guess we're home.
Welcome home, my lady. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
The old man said nothing, and there was no expression on his face. He just nodded slightly, as indecipherable as I recalled. Nothing about this exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after grandmother's death, tutoring him, following him to war, even minding my mother in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, and I knew he was, he hid it well. I must have been staring for too long because he cut the silence.
If Madam wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Okay. It was just as I remembered, less cavernous perhaps, but still impressive. Still an impressive room with a grand staircase leading up to bedrooms and private offices. There was no sign of any of our servants, however, and there, beside the fire, my mother slumbered. Oh, there she is, okay. What are painterly effects? Yeah, let's have those on normal, okay. My mother looked to be waking from a rest. As I approached, she raised her hand to block the light as she looked at me.
Zelig, did we not bury you?
I found her tone to be strangely casual. Mother, it's me, Nilfarium. Recognition washed over her face then.
My baby has returned. Your father will be so glad to see you.
Then she trailed off.
Father. Your father. Oh.
I'm home for father's burial.
Your father is dead?
Okay. We're going to leave her to rest. When I saw Albrecht, he was standing in the lobby beside my bags.
Can I help you, my lady?
Can I help you, my lady? Your letter didn't mention how my father died. A sharp look from him then. He must not have wanted the question, but surely he expected it. Forgive me, my lady, but I must confess I'm embarrassed to tell you he was found dead in a bush, the smell of alcohol strong off him. The herbalist Halem performed an autopsy and said it was failure of the heart brought on by an overindulgence in liquor. The herbalist. Did the city have no doctors? I should find and question this man soon. Meanwhile, I need to search the house for more evidence on my father's drinking habits. Why the herbalist? Why not a surgeon? I'm afraid I do not know why. He is a learned man, I suppose. A learned man, I suppose. Drunk in a bush? Yes, some broken bottles were scattered around him. With the funeral, I've not had time to tidy the area. You should wish to look. It's round the back of the house. Who found him? The groundskeeper found him as he began his morning chores. Anticipating my next question, Albrecht cut me off. Nikos is not here. He no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now, but in brief, with your father's passing, the family's financial affairs are unstable. I could talk of my father's death no longer. Tell me more about this financial issues. Miss, I cannot say much about it, as I'm not clear on it all myself. Your father, it seems, has managed to run down his finances. While alive, he was keeping things going, though just enough to mask it from me. When things settle more, and with your permission, I will begin to go through the finances in his office to make sense of the situation. I absolutely nodded in agreement as I considered what my father had done. Perhaps I should look through these documents in my father's office as well. She seems worth normal. I have questions about my father. What news of the funeral plans? I've not seen the rest of the house staff. Yes. They have been temporarily let go, I'm afraid. In brief, your father's passing has left the family finances under pressure. A conversation once you're settled in, I think, Miss Nelfarium. Mother seems worse than normal. The old man inhaled deeply inside. Yes, she's been declining rapidly since your father's passing. Since your father passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is. I am hoping your return will anchor her some. I'm sure that in a few days when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally. Until then, she wanders a little lost, and I shall help her get sleep when she can. Yes, I'm sure she'll be fine in time, Mr. Ferrium. I'm sure of it. Has a doctor seen her? No, but there is nothing a doctor can do for her but lock her away in a madhouse. Wow. I won't allow that, Nilfarium. Sorry, Miss Nilfarium. What news of the funeral plans? It has already happened, my lady. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrival, so your uncle hastened the event. As your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing, so I've missed the funeral. I had hoped to allow you more time to rest after your trip before telling you. I was shocked at this. I am sure that Albrecht noticed. An uncharacteristic softness came over him. It was a suitable affair, I assure you. Tell me more of the funeral. It was as you would expect, a grand event with a soldier's guard. Your uncle spoke, then the cremation. Once the ashes were gathered, they were marched through town, the crypts were cleared, and his remains were placed in the family vault. If the ghoul chased out are any indication, his ghost would have a suitable fight should God see fit to charge him so. Your uncle has commissioned a statue for the town's centre. Nastasia Masson has been hired for the task and at no small cost. The name meant nothing to me, but Albrecht seemed to feel her work was befitting my father's memory. Why so soon? There was no word that you would arrive, and your uncle was worried that the shroud would try to take the body. The shroud? I had thought that all worshippers of the lich would have been taken care of by now. But clearly that was not the case. Given your father's part in the war, his corpse would have made for a valuable trophy. I'm surprised that the members have been... Do they have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the lich. It is hoped so. The presumption is that they are waiting, hoping for a new Death Lord to rise. Taking the body would be a more a gesture of resistance. Why would anyone living pledge themselves to undead sorcerer? It's hard to say. For some, this life isn't enough, I suppose. They want more. They want for more time, or maybe they just want to see others suffer, but I speculate. Surprised they haven't been chased down. Your uncle has tried, but they are hard to find. They do not advertise themselves, you understand. Then what makes him so sure there are any left? There were many mortals who fought on Lich's side in the war. Not all were found. Your uncle believes that those who survived are out there waiting. Okay, I think we're done with conversation with him. I had nothing else to do. I decided to bid him farewell and go on with my day. I travelled all this way and they had already had the funeral. A crate of my father's most precious wines. Why was this sitting in the entrance hall? Interesting. Paintings. Why were these paintings up the wall? Albrecht would know. Where was the rest of the armor? I needed to... Okay, so there's stuff to ask Albrecht.
Can I help you, my lady?
Why all these paint... yeah. Why is there half a suit of armor? We are in the midst of selling some pieces. In brief, your father's passing... Okay. my possessions such as they were. Some change of clothes, some books, nothing of real value. Okay. Controls are a little awkward. Father had many important meals at this table, but I was never invited to those. I sat at the piano and played, alone as I had played so many times as a child. After a time, I ceased. Okay. So, you can double click to run or use WASD with shift. So there's WASD controls for the character as well, which is slightly odd. Or I can just click to move. One of my favourite places in this house, many was the night when Albrecht would bring me here to fix me a late night snack once mother and father had gone to bed. Doesn't look like there's anything to see in here though. Okay. Where's father's study then? There must be a study. My father's drink rack, bottles of wine. Oh, something else here. What's this? This is clearly a trapdoor, heavy looking, reinforced with metal braces, and no obvious locking mechanism. I could not see any way to open it. Perhaps Albrecht might know something. Okay, so there's a cellar. We're going to need to get down there. Oh yeah, we can run quite fast when we want to. So there's another room over there. How do we get to that?
Can I help you, my lady?
Doing anything about the trapdoor? Yes, my lady. The old wine cellar is below there. He paused for a moment before continuing. Zelik had it bolted down after some creatures found their way in through an old tunnel. Creatures? Indeed. I only got a brief glimpse myself. They were horrid, cowering things with cruel fangs and claws. Your father and uncle drove them off easily enough and dispatched several in the process. Do you know how it can open? Would that be wise? Besides, I do not know. Sorry. Okay, so there's going to be a key somewhere or something, isn't there? Oh, okay. We need to get here. So if I click on the floor here, there we go. We run nice and quick. Okay. Getting the hang of the control. This is the family room? Oh, there's some stuff. Oh, condolences, God. You can use the right mouse button or the control key to additional interact icons in the world. Ah. So there are other things to look at. Okay. So that's Gulliver's Travels. Okay, interesting. Robinson Crusoe. So nothing else to see in there. There's something else up here though. There's a bunch of stuff in the kitchen, okay. That was just the wine racks on it. Ooh. We'll take the jars, okay. Pork. Let's have a look in the larder. probably don't want a ladle at this point. Oh, that's fine. This is... You can view your active task by clicking the journal icon in your taskbar. Map. Journal. Oh, okay, so I can like type my own stuff in here. Okay, that's interesting. That's the... Oh no, that's just the exit to the house. We don't want to do that yet. We want to go upstairs, I guess. A set of condolence cards was displayed on the table. Oh god, we can look at all the cards. Wow, actually went to the effort to make all of the condolence cards. This is quite the game. Okay, some of them have bought the same card. Oh, okay, so there was one for me. What's this little room here? Oh, that's the room I was in before. Okay. Should we go upstairs and have a little hunt around? Or do we want to find this bush at the back of the house? This looks like it might be his study. So we're in her room. 2 portraits of my mother. I record the more recent one being painted when I was last home. The one of her as a younger one must have been commissioned right around the time I was born, then it had always hung there. Even in the older paintings, I could now see a hint of something in her face. Despair, perhaps, which I'd never noticed before. Cheery. My father's study, where he spent most of his time. Okay. A portrait of Aldous Schmidt, a general from the Lich War. Seance. I could find it here again later if it seemed useful. There's a book up on that. It looked like there was something up there. I could probably reach it with a stretch. We want to get it. Inside was a copy of the play Macbeth. Inside was an unaddressed letter my father had clearly intended to send, but now never would. Omen, you owe me a debt. I intend to collect it a week hence. I warn you, neither to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you. After reading it, I put it in my bag. Okay. took sword. My father wouldn't need it any longer, so I decided to strap the family blade, my blade now, to my waist. Okay. My father's armor had been gathering dust here since the Lich War. Oh no, there's a drawer here. The drawer was locked. I needed to find the key. My father's desk, a pile of maps and writing scattered across it. It seemed he was messy in later life, as I recalled. I examined the papers. Personal academic stuff. My father was not, to my memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see writings of Zosimos D and Paraslius. I could make out no discernible pattern in what my father had been reading. I looked at the maps. Up-to-date charts of the known world and sketchings of the local area with various nearby tombs marked out. Okay, that's all there was. Okay, fine. An impressive collection of books. Oh, I'd already looked at that. Oops. So there's a globe. So did I get in that drawer? It seemed like I did. No, I need to find a key. Okay, I can't get in it. Okay, so let's have a further wander. We don't need to take any of Mother's clothes, do we really? Oh, there's a journal. Didn't notice that before. It's just Mother's. Okay, so nothing of value there. There's a toilet. A bathroom. Leather trousers, unimportant looking papers, cloth. Okay. Okay, so this is my room. Leather boots. Oh, there's another room here that looks like it might be interesting. So what's this bedroom here? Like a spare room? So just a load of more books. I've never been one for reading all the lore. So what is this place here? When my cousin Lucas died when he was with us, I wonder what this room last saw use. So there's nothing in But there's another room here. How do we get to this? Oh, there's another staircase? I must have missed that. Oh, okay. Oh, it's
You're
Sophia.
back? This is delightful news. It must have been 5 years since we last met. Why, we were only a pair of girls back then. I heard of your father's passing. Terrible thing, but it won't overshadow my joy at seeing you. Oh, this and that. I never really settled on anything, being honest.
I'll pause while the advert plays. Seeing as we've got nobody watching currently on YouTube. What does everybody think of this so far? Okay, we're back from the advert. You were going to be an artist when we last met. What about acting? You were good at that.
Yes, I was.
She shrugged and then sighed
I
dramatically.
didn't manage to sell many, I'm afraid. I'm not cut out for it, it seems.
Tell me what you've been up to since I was away.
Oh, this and that. I never really settled on anything, being honest. All the world's a stage, and the men and women merely players. Well, yes, I fear my stage career started and ended in my school days. The pinnacle was when I understudied as Hermia in a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that ran in the northern provinces 2 summers ago. We even performed for Queen Oka. Well, at least my troupe did. I didn't tread the stage in many performances, I'm afraid. I probably spend too much time in garnets these days.
Oh, so now I've got 2 of us. Right, okay. That's cool. So should we try and find this bush? A black and white cat sat here watching me suspiciously. I reach out a hand. The beast hissed and ran off around the house. Okay. A mess of whiskey bottles lay scattered on the ground beneath a battered bush. So this is where my father was found. I didn't recall my father being a whiskey drinker. Then I spotted a small key half buried in dirt. It must have fallen from my father's pocket when he was here. I put it in my bag. Okay, so do we think that's the key to the drawer? Anything in the boat? Our boat hasn't been tended to in an age. I wonder if it was still seaworthy. I had fond memories of jumping into the sea from here with my friends, Diedrich and Flip, long hot summers a lifetime ago. Okay. Alright, so we... Oh, okay. I'm wondering if I've just got the key now for that. Others having a wander. The drawer was locked and I needed to find the key. Oh. Can I pop that anywhere? Okay, so that didn't do anything, putting it there. Oh, okay. So I can't carry a weapon in the city. What is that? Copper bracelet. So this is like... It's weird that you can actually drag the key to that. So... Oh, hang on a second. This is how we do it. So even his private stash, surely he would have had some whiskey in the house if he was so fond of it, but then everything was wine. Something didn't add up. No whiskey to be found. Was he really a whiskey drinker at all? Probably not, but we can nab some stuff out of this. So there's a belt, a strange trinket, another knife, a bottle of port, a blue stone ring, leather gloves. A mana boost. Okay, so what the hell happened? That was weird. Oh. You did wear leather gloves, well done. Okay. I guess we don't need any of the rest of it. Okay, so I haven't found anything about family finances yet, have I? Ah, here we go. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I could understand why Elbrecht decided to cut back on the staff. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly. But what were a butler and my mother to do with that loss of income? Where had all his money gone? The ledger showed it bleeding out. But to where? Perhaps in those books. He had been looking for a way to turn lead into gold. There were also some letters in the desk of note. The one demanding payment or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was in debt to some shady sort, but given his finances, I understood at least. What did it say, Nilfarium? Money problems. Serious money problems, I fear, and some kind of money lender is involved. Oh my. Her mother is ill, now can I see it had been dealing with something significant. Father has been in a precarious place leading up to his death, which itself raised suspicions in me. Father's death or something else. Okay, so we need to go in the city. Okay. What does everybody else think of it? I'm going to need to jump off very soon. I'll be back on in a couple of hours. I've got to go and have a blood test. I want to figure out how I get up that staircase. Oh, it's there. So there's a back room. Okay, so let's see. Is there a... Yeah, there's a save. Okay. If you'd like to watch some more of this, I'll be back on at about 2:30 is the plan. It might be more like 3, just depends on how quickly the blood test can happen, because I've got to do it at the big main hospital here. So it might take a while. So I'm going to go get that done. Back on about 2:30 or 3-ish. But thank you very much for watching. Please consider following on Twitch if you'd like to get notifications of when I'm next on. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye for now.